Hey friends, Brickey here with our weekly live stream. Kind of unannounced, snuck up on me. Very busy week, but I took a little bit of time on Sunday to kind of reboot, get ahead of things. So slowly getting that plan going. But I'll tell you this, if you create content or any kind of project that is self-initiated where you're in control, it is so important to realize when you've gotten behind, to pause, recalibrate, and catch back up. Because I've learned something that if you just keep going and going and going, and you're working from behind, you will absolutely never ever get caught up. You just sometimes have to like put yourself on the sideline, take a breath, maybe miss a beat or two, give yourself a new head start, and then chase that head start. So kind of last week, it's been a lot of that. I've had some big things land up over on the work side of my life, personal side of my life, but getting back to it, been editing all day today and having a good time, heading out to the park tonight to film some content. So super excited to get things up and running and keep it going. Want to say hi to Shoshona and K-Bear over there in the chat, my Magic Brickeys. Appreciate the both of you. Also want to say hi to Alex, Phil. Hey, what's up, Phil? Anthony, Simply Brandy, another Magic Key Brickey. Appreciate it. Gotta watch that name. It's dangerously close. So gonna do a earlier live stream this week. Gonna do a shorter one this week because I got to get out the door at the top of the hour. I got an appointment down in Laguna Beach for a little bit after 5 o'clock. So I definitely have some driving ahead of me and was editing all day, getting all kinds of stuff done, wrote some stuff for a huge campaign that I'm working on over at Lincoln. So it's been a very productive and busy day. Rolled out of bed a little after 5, got at this desk at 6, been crushing it all day. So do me a favor, hit me up with some questions. What do you want to talk about? I didn't have time to prepare like a whole live stream thing, but I wanted to show up. I wanted to be present. I wanted to talk to my friends. And I think sometimes when I show up with a full presentation, it gets very quiet in the chat because people are just sitting back and listening. And that's cool some weeks, but some weeks I just want to hang out and talk to my buds. Tony says, hey, Brickey, I'm enjoying all the content lately. I appreciate that. Always trying to figure out what I can do next, how I can keep things entertaining. I want to say hi to Carrie, Chadwick, one of my Magic Brickey holders, as well as Tony. Tony, welcome to Magic Brickeys. Thank you for coming. A Mark Hopper. Appreciate you, bud. Shoshona, how do you feel about the new security entrance being demolished at downtown Disney? So I saw yesterday from the headlines that they were removing that sort of middle entrance at the far end, at the far west end of downtown Disney. Now there's 3 entrances over there right now. There's the one I will call downtown Disney Northwest, which is the one that faces the Pixar Palace parking lot. And then there's the one that I will call Southwest, which is the new one that says Downtown Disney above it, which takes you right in on the backside of Din Tai Fung. And then there was the one that was just Downtown Disney Far West, which is the one that went straight in the Disneyland Hotel. I thought I saw a headline today that they've actually announced that it's going to be reopening and it's not closed forever. Let me see if that's right. I think I saw over on the web that they announced that plan was maybe not accurate. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Because I've been curious about that. Because 3 entrances at the end of the park is kind of bizarre. Over at Walt Disney World News Today, who reported on it yesterday, they said, update, Disney planning to reopen downtown Disney Security Plaza near Disneyland Hotel. Disneyland Resort has informed Walt Disney World News Today they plan to reopen the now closed downtown district entrance. Let's see if there's any more information. Disneyland reached out to them yesterday to let them know that the closure is temporary and the security plaza will reopen. We spotted an excavator at the site, so it seems the entrance is closed for extensive refurbishment. Disneyland did not share further details. So this is my thought process with that. And if I were going to do a video about it, I would do it. I don't think that they would make it go away forever. I think that they need to make it better, and I think they need to make it exclusive to Disneyland Hotel. So I wouldn't be surprised if they put some sort of a skyway in that takes Disneyland Hotel guests over the normal folks in there. I mean, that's a lot of work, because to create that pitch properly, to be pitch perfect, you'd have to do something back at the sorcerer's hat to take people up. Also with ADA requirements, it would have to be a very long sloping degree. I don't think you can go past like 4 or 5 degrees is what it is for ADA compliance and wheelchair angles. But it feels like to me that we're going to see the park over potentially the next 3 or 4 years be in the worst shape it's been in a long time, because so much of the expansion that they're doing requires an immense amount of problem solving. And Disneyland is in such a small footprint that they're going to have to break a lot of things before they can hopefully make them better. So I did that hotel update 2 weeks ago now, where I talked about they're getting rid of early entry. They got rid of the Pixar Place proprietary entrance. And I really see all of that as immediate pause and then a reboot later. And then, you know, there's always the naysayers. Well, they don't ever take anything away and give it back. That's not true. There's been several things that have been paused and come back. I like how a lot of people think everything is a plot to charge more. And, you know, they're definitely guilty of finding new margins within things. But I think we're going to see a very, very broken version of the resort over the next couple of years, just because so many of the projects they're doing are just kind of a tangled mess. And what I love about Disneyland as a designer, but what guests hate about it as an experience, and I understand this, is that it's this delicate ecosystem where to get to C, let's say that C, letter C, symbolizes our outcome. You first have to destroy A, then build B, and then that will equal C. So the harbor entrance is going to be a disaster when they're building that parking garage. Absolute disaster. It's going to be chaos getting in over there. So maybe what they're doing right now is in preparation for what's going to happen on the eastern side. Now that I'm doing the math out loud, maybe they're getting the western side equipped for a surge and a massive amount of people, because the other side of the park is just going to be a complete disaster. And maybe what they're doing is thinking, okay, we've put 3 entrances in over on the western end. We have people that are staying at the Disneyland Hotel and the DVC Tower that are paying a lot of money. Either we don't give a shit about them and we're just going to make a better entryway for everybody, so there's 3 like powerful entrances to get people in, or we want to pause now and say these people are paying a lot of money, they need preferential treatment, so let's create that system now, because in 18 months, 24 months from now, it could just be a disaster and everybody could be flooding over there, and we could just get people that are staying at the hotel and be like, what's up with the 30-minute wait to get through security to get into downtown Disney? All an educated guess. Tony asks, would security work better in the garages as they do in Disney Springs and Walt Disney World? Well, there is security in the garages. There's security at Mickey and Friends. If you park at Mickey and Friends, or if you park over at Pixar Pals, you get funneled down to the ground floor where you go through security and then you can work your way over to the tram. The 3 entrances on the west are really only applicable to people that are trying to get in the park by foot. Now, many times, Beth and I aren't afraid to get some extra steps in. We like going to Disneyland and making it part of our exercise routine. So if it looks like it's a shit show to get into the tram, then we just walk up to entrance number 1. If that's a shit show, we go over to number 2. And then if the other one's backed up, then we figure it out. But like last Friday or 2 Fridays ago when we went there for me to film a very cool video that I made with funds that I've been working on for a while now in the background, the line for the entrance that's closed and the south entrance, the line was so long that it blurred together and you couldn't tell where the line started and stopped for the west entrance or the south entrance. So it's going to be interesting times ahead. But yeah, there is already security right now on the western side. And to answer Tony's question, when the new parking garage goes in over on the eastern side, I believe it will have security in it as well. I would think so. I would think that they would have people go through a security perimeter before they go across the land bridge. Now, other people think that the security is down on the ground, but I think it'll be a twofold. I think there'll be a harbor level security, and I think there will be a parking structure level security. I don't think they're going to let an unsecured person walk across a bridge that says Disneyland on it and do something wild. Just my thought. Miss Incredible says, and I agree, one of them should be for the hotel guests. I mean, you're spending an extraordinary amount of money, and part of what you're buying that money for is to have like an extra level experience. If the first experience you have of that vacation is a super crowded and long security checkpoint wait time, you've already got a bad taste in your mouth. So that's something that I would prioritize. Keep in mind, too, the new park president, Tommy Mastastic, that's his nickname, he comes from the world of cruise, and cruise is all about customer service. So maybe he secret shoppered, or he wandered through there and just said, this is what we're doing for our second most expensive hotel and where we have the most amount of DVC members on property. This is how we're letting these people in the park? Absolutely not. So who knows? Maybe it's a Tommy Mastastic right out of the gate. See what I did there, project? Let's see here. Brandy says, do you think they will make the new entrance in the park easier for guests or executive entrance for key holders? Kind of dreading the new system when I go in a month. I mean, right now, there is no indication that they're trying to do anything to make getting into the park or security easier, which is wild because Walt Disney World has a much, much better system. And newsflash, they're owned by the same company. That's a fun fact most people don't know. But both Walt Disney World and Disneyland Resort, it's actually owned by a company named Disney. A lot of people don't realize that, but if you look in the names, it's kind of hidden in there. Like if you look at the first part of the word Disneyland, you can see Disney clearly in there. And then if you look at Walt Disney World, if you put your hand over the word Walt and World, you'll see the word Disney is hidden in the middle of there. So a lot of people don't know this, but they are owned by the same company. But it's interesting because in one location, they have an extraordinary amount of cast members. They have a high-tech way where you scan in your Magic Band, you put your finger down, and you go through. And even if there's hundreds of people waiting in line, you will just breeze through. But in the other location, they do this interesting thing where they put the guest here, and then they put the cast member back here. And if you can't hear me, well, that's what it's like to get inside of Disneyland, because it works like this. Please have your passes out. You got to open up your pass. Are you scanning for him? Is that his? Are you scanning for him? Okay. No, it didn't come up. Do you have a reservation for today? Did you check to make sure you have a reservation? And how many are in your party? Let me get a manager over here. It's insane. It's insane how bad it is and how different the two are. A couple of easy fixes. By the way, I was going to make this week's Disneyland for Designers podcast. I'm kind of doing all my material right now, rough shot. But here's how easy it is to fix Disneyland. Even though they have the 4-foot separation zone, which is just insanely poor design. But here's how they easily fix it. You have floating cast members that stand 15, 20 yards out from the gate, and they just instruct people, and they just kind of guide them. And so you have a tier of gates that's for people that are scanning in, starting a vacation, or getting in on their phone. Then you have a tier of people that have Magic Bands, and you let them just kind of rip through. And you have a area for Magic key holders, not Magic Brickey holders. Those are a higher level of VIP. So here's the thing. If one cluster was for people to know what they're doing, you have extra cast members there, your best cast members there, and you're just like standing in line like, okay, you guys are going to be next. Make sure you have your iPhone out, Mom. And, oh, you don't speak English? Let me get somebody who does speak your native English or your native language. So you have sort of like concierge out there that are approaching the guest, figuring out what their special needs are, and then getting them queued up for what's behind them. That's tier one. Tier two, magic key holders. These are people that come to the park all the time. Just all you got to do is have a cast member out there. If you're in this line, you got to be a magic key holder. Make sure you have your phones out. And then if you are a magic band, you go over to the third one, you hold up your wrist and you go in. Just putting everybody in 3 buckets and having an additional, let's say, 15 employees, 5, kind of out there steering people. Unreal what customer service difference that would make. Unreal what 15 people an hour, how they would change it. But they don't care. They just don't care. Sometimes the lines get so long, you don't know if you're standing in line for DCA or Disneyland. Sometimes the machines shut down and they're pausing. And my new favorite one, this is the best one. Sometimes Disneyland lately has kind of hit capacity. But if the park hits capacity, then maybe you should think about having a reservation system, which means you won't have so many people show up that you don't have to make people wait at the gate for some people to leave. I mean, it's just a crazy idea. I just, what do I know? I'm just a mere peasant that's been to the park twice. Elizabeth brings up a good point. The other thing they do is they have a microphone security manager. Yeah, they do have a microphone guy or gal who stands out in front of security and is like, all right, everybody, make sure you have everything out of your pockets. If you have this, that, do this. Like they just tell everybody what needs to happen, What's up, Daniel? I'm breaking down the problems with the security gates. Do you think that it's a possibility, considering that the signs above each lane can be changed to whatever they want? Absolutely. Absolutely, you could have the gate switch around. Because the other thing they do that's super confusing is they do different patterns where, like, in the morning, the exit's on the far left. In the middle of the day, the exit's on the far right. Like, they just continuously mess around with the patterns. Let's see, what else do we have here? John, will you ever go to Tokyo Disney Sea? Yes. Yes, I will. Let's see, what else are people talking about over here? A says, is that the difference down to more restrictive biometric laws in California versus Florida? I mean, there could be a little bit of that, but from what I've also been told, it's also union stuff where the unions don't want to get rid of all the extra security personnel. So either they have fought it, or when they've done testing, they've perfectly thrown a ringer through there so that the wrong things get through the security and slow it all down. One way or the other, I do know that when we go to the convention center, they have the body scanners. I just went to see Oasis at Pasadena. You maybe didn't watch the video like most people didn't. They just scan your body. I mean, there's like places all in California that go much faster than Disneyland. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I do think that it is maybe a little bit slow because Disneyland's idea is to always like put a bucket of people here, put a bucket of people here, and kind of just keep everybody in buckets so that it spaces everybody out. So maybe they don't want it super fast because it is a smaller park. And that's like when you go to the park on a slower day, there's less rides running, less cast members. So even on a day when the park would technically go super fast, they still kind of slow it down a little bit because part of their business is keeping people in line. I'd like to thank a new person that just showed up. Their name is AS. Thank you, Az, for sending over a pumpkin. I was one short, but now I have one. Muchos gracias, el pumpkiner o pumpkinolos. Simply Brandy. She watched the Oasis vlog. It was just me and Brandy. Brandy and I went to Oasis together. Nobody else. Let's see here. Ice cold mint julep. What is he talking about? Let's build Tron. Let's build Tron recognizers, and put them on the People Mover track. Riders could have a blended VR type experience on them. I think it'd be interesting to have those looming over you patrolling. I think the problem, Ice Cold Mint Julep, is that the People Mover tracks are broken and that they can't put anything on them because the rocket rods did serious structural damage. And to re-pour all that concrete and do it the way that they did it, and to add in ADA compliance, I just don't think you'll ever see anything happen up there. So I do appreciate you dreaming, and I'm excited to see Tron next month. And I'm excited for my friends that are going out to Walt Disney World to see that red Tron. But I just think, keep dreaming, hold the faith. But my money is in the bank on you will not see anything happen to the People Mover tracks until they eventually pull them down. I just don't think that there's anything they can do with them. Oh, Gina Miller just watched 2 ads. She's my favorite person. I love that you watched the ads. Thank you so much. Operation Latte Thunder watched the Oasis vlog. See, there's 3 of us there. Stu99, did they ever move away from the microphones? They stayed pretty. No, yeah. Liam moves away from his microphone because he's got to go get his tambourine to put it on his head. You know, he was really on one. Jared Journeys. Hey, Brickey, do you have any interest in checking out Hollywood Horror Nights this year? Absolutely not. I think you'd really enjoy Five Nights at Freddy's house. Nope. I don't do horror stuff. I don't watch the movies. I don't want to be scared. I have childhood trauma. Not looking to unlock it. I just don't do the horror stuff. If Universal wanted to invite me out to film the sets during the day, I would film the shit out of them. I would review them. I would critique them. I would talk about how genius they are. But I have never any interest in doing anything that's scare maze related. Oogie Boogie is right at the threshold of how scary things can be for me. So, no, not doing it. It's not my thing. And that's good because there's plenty of other people that are doing it. So as always, I'm over in the Brickey lane doing something different. But I do not enjoy being scared. I do not enjoy horror. It unlocks a part of my brain that I'm trying to keep locked up. I'll leave it at that. Oh, Rich O definitely watched the Oasis vlog. He even threw in some demonetization tips. So I appreciated that. Rich O was there with me. Elizabeth was like, same, except for trauma stuff. That's funny. Jared says, all good, just asking because the house is, I think you'd enjoy and understand if you're not in scare stuff. You know what I mean? I would love to see the temporary build outs and how they put them together. I would love that. But I just don't need a bunch of weirdos with chainsaws coming at me and all that shit. Like, not interested. Oh, board accountant. I would love them from a design perspective. It would be amazing. That's why I said if Universal ever wants to invite me to come out and do it when they're in their off hours and break down how it works and explain the magic, I think the videos would absolutely crush. I think people would find it fascinating, but I have no interest in doing that. K-Bear, would you do Spooky Farm during the day at Knott's? Maybe. I might go to Knott's in like a year or so. I'm pacing it all out. I have this mindset of like, don't rush and do it all at once because it's nice to have new things to do in life. So I just went to Universal two months ago and I'm absolutely loving it. It's so awesome. But I don't need to go and rush into another one. Like I'm kind of like Universal's like my new toy right now. Universal Hollywood, that is. So I'll add Knott's at sometimes. I know Knott's has a lot of like Disneyland history and a lot of inspiration, stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to doing it, but I'm a slow adult. I do things at my own pace and I'll get there. But I don't know if you've also noticed I'm very obsessive. So the more things I do, the more obsessive I get. So I purposely don't do everything. But I just have this like idea of, and maybe it's my own like simple mindedness, but I think it's really good in life to leave new things to explore. Because if I would have moved out here and went to Disneyland and then went to Universal and then ripped to Legoland and then went to Knott's, and if I would have did them all in one summer, it would have been an amazing summer. But then I would have nothing left to explore. So like now I'm like in love with UHS, and I'm like obsessed with the layout. It's so bizarre. It's so cool. And I just want to hold on to that for a while. It's nice to have something new and shiny. And when that starts to feel like, okay, I've done this, then maybe I'll move over to Knott's. Because Knott's looks like it'd be pretty cool. Bucket of basketball. You need to come out to Colorado for Haunted Dungeon this Halloween. I will pass on anything called Haunted Dungeon. Oh, Elizabeth. In Florida, they have a VIP daytime tour. I don't know about Hollywood. Yeah, I mean, it would be awesome to see the sets. I think I'd love the sets. Hampton Wonder, wood turnings, horror movies, etc. are boring to me. I've done so much behind the scenes at these places. It's just not fun anymore. See, there you go. You did it. Magic Mountain. What the hell would I ride at Magic Mountain? There's nothing I could ride there. Let's see here. One Shot Motorsport says Orange Grove 55 and theme park conductor Tommy and George wondered what they're up to at theme parks. Yeah, like they're doing some shakeups at Universal. And I think it's because, hear me out, Hollywood Studios has been kind of the same for a long time. Waterworld's been going for years. I showed up. I critiqued it. I told them how it worked, what I thought of it. And now suddenly they're changing it? Are they doing this to impress me? I think so. I think I inspired that. So make sure everybody to thank me for Universal changing, because they did it for me. Pretty Cyber, would you ever do a meet and greet here in Long Beach for locals? I have an idea of a meet and greet that I might do next fall. Thought of the idea a little bit too late this year, but I might do it next fall, like a tattoo meetup. Have some of my friends do like fun tattoo flash, be at a tattoo location. Everybody can show up. You can get like $100 like small tattoo, hang out. You don't have to get a tattoo, but I just think that that'd be a fun thing to do. Brian Walden, Magic Brickeys. What's up, Brian? Coming down to LA this weekend for my bachelor party. Horror Nights on Saturday, Disneyland, mainly Galaxy's Edge on Sunday. Should be a silly time. That sounds awesome, dude. I hope you have a great bachelor party. And is it for him? Yeah. And I hope you have an even better marriage. Marriage, let me tell you, before I met Beth, I was insane. So it's nice to have somebody that grounds you and brings you down a notch. Let's see here. Oh, DA. Universal could use a second park in the LA area. Oh, man. They kind of have a second park down at the bottom of the hill. Alexander Williams, do you have any ideas for the third gate in Anaheim as far as theme? Something totally new or something borrowed and enhanced from a different park around the world? I actually do have some ideas for IPs that they own that would maybe fit into the third park. And it's a video that I'm working on. Like roughly kind of working on. So I don't want to give it away, but yeah, I do have some ideas over on the main channel. I'm going to probably do a video in the not too far off future to be like, hey, so I don't think they're going to build the third park for a very long time, but if they did it today, these are the type of IPs that I think that they would use to A, work in the smaller footprint, and B, to justify that this park is different than the other two. A third park needs to have kind of a third identity. And so I've been kind of dreaming up, when you look at the different buckets of content that Disney owns, what's the bucket that's not being addressed here in Anaheim? So definitely working on it. Don't want to just throw it out in a live stream, but we're on the same page, brother. Jared Journeys, the one ride at Magic Kingdom you might like, Magic Mountain you might like is Justice League. It's a dark ride game. It's like Buzz Lightyear ride at Disneyland. But besides that, not much with theming. Okay? Temporary tattoos. I have been to the Warner Brothers lot a handful of times for meetings and stuff. And I've been there to see them film TV shows. And in a different life, I had lots of artwork and TV shows. So I'd get invited to go watch them film the shows where I had art there. Oh, what did I do? But yeah, maybe doing the Universal tour would be cool. John says Universal has far too many screen-based attractions. Yeah. It's like I'd really like to see what the Harry Potter ride is in Wizarding World, but like it's like a Kuka arm and you get thrown around, so it kind of sucks to like when I go to Galaxy's Edge, I don't ever ride Rise of the Resistance. I've ridden it 50 times. I'm not going to wait in the line to do it. I'm normally just catching the vibes and doing other things. But I know what it is, and I love it. It's a great ride. Millennium Falcon, but I know what it is, and I love it. It's so weird to go to Universal and to like cruise through Witch Boy Land and be like, yeah, but what is it all for? It's like, well, but what is it for? What's inside that mountain? And one of the next times I go back, I'm definitely going to ask a cast member, like, hey, I want to go in and film the queue and stuff, but I'm going to try to be one of the last guests so I can maybe have a little bit more time to film it. I'm not trying to film it around lots of people and stuff. Let's see here. Tony says, I think Disney should make a ride and land based on Epic Mickey. They could sell paintbrushes like Universal sells Harry Potter wands. I mean, the Epic Mickey, if it's the one I think you're talking about, seems pretty popular at Oogie Boogie. DA. Give us real rides. I can watch a TV screen at home. Amen, brother. Amen. I love Runaway Railway. I think Runaway Railway is a fantastic ride. All right, just giving you guys a heads up that I got a hard off time. I got to end this at a fixed time at 3:45. So we're under 10 minutes. Just telling everybody now that I absolutely got to get off of that time to grab my camera bag, get everything ready, and then head down to Laguna Beach. And then from Laguna Beach, go over to the park tonight. Oh, adventure with me. Hey, I loved your Oasis vlog. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. There was 5 of us that went. 5 of us that watched it, I should say. Mark Russ, I saw some demo video the other day of an in-home Kuka arm for watching movies and a wraparound screen. Oh, that sounds so insane. I love it. Jungle Shrink, what's up, brother? Nothing can stop us now. John, there's a scene in The Prince of Egypt that took like 2 years to make because of all the art. Highly recommend that if you have kids. I don't have kids. Every time somebody abbreviates Harry Potter, like Elizabeth T said, Pandora the HP ride, or she's just saying the HP. I'm reading it as Hewlett Packard. I'm like, Hewlett Packard has a ride? Who would want to ride that? Pretty Cyber, do you think Universal should, I'm assuming, say buy that golf course? I don't think that the golf course wants to sell. I think that's the thing. They don't want to get rid of it. They're like adamant that they're not selling because that golf course is a lot of land and it would make things way easier. But I think the golf course owners, as I've been told, are very adamant on they're not interested in selling. Gina's going to give me the 2-minute warning. Thank you very much, Gina. I appreciate that. Thank you for being my producer. With you and Shoshona always telling me if my microphone works, I am set. Thanks, Tony. I got three fun videos that I want to film tonight. I'm super excited to do it. It was nice to take a little time this weekend and bring it down a notch. Adventures with me. Hey, I started watching your videos on the casual per day. Love the research you do. The camera quality is always epic. Thank you. I try really hard to show up to play ball. You know, nice traditional camera, research, know what I'm doing, editing strategy. Like I love Disneyland, and before I got into it, I just kind of felt like there was a hole that was missing. Like there's lots of people doing lots of different things. I kind of see a little shape that I can plug into, and it's been a long journey. Nobody really cared in the beginning, but people are starting to care now, and it feels really, really good that after 5 years that it's starting to kind of click and come together, and I'm loving it. Hey, Brickey is at the end of its normal operating day. Is that ice cold? Is that like a shout out to like, remember when we were kids and TV went off the air and they would show the jets and, you know, the soldier statue with the American flag. And you're like, oh man, Momo let me stay up late enough to see that the TV's going off for the night. Thanks, Jess. I'm looking forward to recording tonight. The Hey Brickey videos are like, so intense and there's so much work and it's been so hot lately that it's like I love doing it, but it is sometimes mentally and physically exhausting from like the video that's going to come up this Saturday on Hey Brickey. There's multiple locations in it. The Toy Story parking lot, the convention center, Garden Walk, locations on Catella, locations on Harbor, and Disneyland. There are seven different locations in that video. And so I walk to each one, tell that part of the story in that location. So I'm doing a little bit from chapter 1, a little bit from chapter 3, a little bit from chapter 5, 6, 7, whatever. And then I go to the next location, and in the 90-degree temperature, all that walking and like all that trying to like keep it at the exact same like tenacity so that you can't tell, oh man, he had a lot of energy at 8 a.m., but at 1 p.m. he was fading. They're just so much work, but I love them because it's like making a movie when I make one of those videos. What I'm doing tonight is just like very casual, no talking points. They're all discovery videos. So whatever I'm doing, you get to discover it with me. So we're on a quest together. Like I kind of created 3 different quests. And so the video opens up and I go, hey, this is my idea. We're going to do this together. And then it's just live and react. And those are fun. They're easier to edit. And I think it's fun for the audience because we're doing something together. That's kind of how they're put together. But, you know, they're just never going to get as far as the Hey Brickey videos. They can get to hundreds of thousands of views and people watch them 2,000 times every 48 hours and they just grow and grow and grow. So it's kind of attacking it from each end. I don't know how I got here, but I just love the creative process. All right, Gina, that's my 2-minute morning. I see her over there using the emojis, getting my attention. Gina, the producer, is on it. All right, I'm going to rip through all the last messages for the last 2 minutes. Marcus, cooked. Yes, I like cooked food. Shoshana, hey, Federalist. What up, Federalist? Jess L, I understand that. Just take your time. We want you healthy and not overheated. I appreciate that. And I also appreciate the blue heart, matching the LA hat. John, I don't know how some of the businesses in City Walk stay afloat. It's dead at certain times. I went to Johnny Rockets for lunch, and it was me and the person making my burger, and that's it. It was like apocalypse in that place. Pandora, quests are cool. Yes, quests are cool. It's a different type of video, brings the audience in. It's like a mystery. You don't know where it's going to go. I don't know where it's going to go. The fun is contagious. JT Kell, thank you for plugging. Appreciate you. Hope you got a good batch of students. Rich O, sounds like fun. We'll see if it's fun when the 3 videos come out. Lights and Lights. Hey, Brickey, how are the crowds usually in early October? Horrible, because Oogie Boogie pushes everybody over to Disneyland, and everybody comes for Halloween. Disneyland in October, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday suck. Try to go Tuesday through Thursday. Keep in mind on Oogie Boogie days that Disneyland's busy at night. So try to make your strategy about doing things early in the day and then make it an offset strategy. Bruce, enjoy all your videos. Thanks, Bruce. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching all the videos. All right, I see the end. Gina Miller's got me the 1 minute countdown. Federalist, did you see the win for the boys commercial during the football? Did you see the win for the win? Did you see the win for the boys during the see the win? I didn't see that. Did you see the win one? Win the win one. The win one. I don't know. I can't make sense of that. Thank you though. Shoshana, it makes those ones extra special because I know at the end of it, it's a great vacation starting. Yes, vacation. Vacations rule. One shot. Is Zootopia Themeland going to Simba parking lot as part of Disneyland Forward? I hope so. It would fit very well there, and that looks like one of the most impressive lands they've designed in a long time. Heavy on the vibes. Pretty Cyber, did you know that there's a history from the 90s? Disney pitched Long Beach as a potential park out there. Yes, I do know that. Disney Sea was almost built here in Long Beach. I have some very, very exclusive footage about that. Slowly working on a long-form video over at Hey Brickey that breaks down how I almost accidentally live next to a Disney park. Alexander, quick one. Any new merch drops for the holiday seasons? Yes. Down to 1 minute. Time. Gina Miller has cut me off. Thank you so much, Gina Miller, for being my assistant producer. Thank you, Shoshana, for telling me the microphone. I want to thank all of my Magic Brickeys for showing up today on this quick, unannounced live stream. I want to thank everybody else who showed up. And I want to thank my super chatters. I'm off to see the dentist, the Wizarding Dentist of Oz, down in Long Beach. 6 weeks of Invisalign. I'm 18% to straight teeth. What will the trolls say once I have straight teeth? They'll just start shitting on my personality. All right. Thank you guys so much. Off to see the dentist. Off to going to Disneyland to film some videos. And guess what? You'll get to see what happened tomorrow. Thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate you all. Next Tuesday, regular schedule. Just, juggling it all. And you guys are great. You just show up whenever and we hang out. We always have a good time. I appreciate you. I love you. And I'll see you real soon. Is it over yet? Is it over yet? There's a 30-second delay. Is it over yet? Is it over yet? Is it over yet? There it goes. Now that's my pose. That's my pose.